Hello guys, let's look at the next concept, that is treating the risk, part 3E. Now understand that whenever we say treating the risk, the most commonly used technique to treat the risk is to destroy the risk, that is to mitigate the risk, right? There are various techniques or methods through which we will treat the risk, but the most commonly used technique is to mitigate the risk. Right, now let's understand this treatment of risk with the help of an example. Let's say you are driving a car. You always drive a car from your house to your office. What are the precautionary steps which you will take while driving a car? First of all, let's understand that whether driving a car is risky or not. Think on it. Yes, definitely it's a risky thing to do. To drive a car is a risky thing to do because you can meet unexpected accidents, right? So let's say, what are the precautionary steps which you will take while driving a car? Number one thing is mitigatory steps. Example: wearing proper seat belt, complying with the traffic rules, no drunk driving, the next thing which you will do is you will try to transfer the risk. Transfer the risk to the third party. For example, insurance, taking an insurance, mediclaim, hiring a driver. When I say insurance, it means life insurance, mediclaim, hiring a driver, taking a car insurance. And what about the balance risk? For the balance risk, you will accept those risks. You will accept the risk, the balance risk. You will accept it. There is one thing also which you can do is you can avoid the risk. How can you avoid the risk? You can avoid the risk by not traveling by car itself. By not traveling by car. Rather, choose a public transport like buses, trains. So, we first try to mitigate the risk, right? We can also transfer the risk. And even after mitigating the risk, even after transferring the risk, for the balance risk, we'll accept those risks. And if you want, you can even avoid the risk by not traveling by car itself. You can avoid the risk. So there is a difference between accepting the risk and avoiding the risk. Avoiding the risk means not doing something. When I say accept the risk, it means you are accepting your risk within your risk appetite. Now let's read out. Before considering the treatment of risk, the organization should decide the criteria for determining whether risk can be managed within your risk appetite or not. Risk may be accepted, for example, if it is assessed that the risk is low and the cost of treatment is not cost effective, the cost of the controls is not cost effective, and if the assessed risk is low. So there can be cases like, for example, the risk is within your tolerable limit, but the cost of the controls, the cost of the treatment is not cost effective. It's very expensive for the company. So in that cases, the company might not go for any risk mitigation strategies, right? In that cases, the company might even accept the risk. Risk mitigation, applying appropriate controls to reduce the risk. Example, use of antivirus software, encrypting the passwords, training. It could be any form of controls wherein you reduce the risk. Risk acceptance means don't take any action. It indicates your risk appetite, your risk tolerable level. Risk avoidance, quit the project which is causing the risk. Risk transfer, transferring the associated risk to the other parties, example insurers or suppliers.